Hey guys, this is Weedbongs here, and I wanted to start off the video with a few notes. The first thing is, I actually already made a video covering Frontier Sword and Shield, but the thing is, that video was complete and utter crap. It was the second video I ever uploaded to the channel. I was using Windows 10's built-in software. The text was too blended in with the sand on the training area, and I didn't even cover extreme style. Because that video was so shit, I wanted to redo it, and when I saw that it was getting so many more views, I was like, oh no, please don't look, it's awful. So that's why I'm remaking the video from the ground up. So as a heads up, I'm probably going to take down the original as soon as this is uploaded, so be aware of that. Anyways, thanks and enjoy with the video. Hello and welcome to my Monster Hunter Frontier weapon showcase. In this episode, I'm covering the Sword and Shield. Before we get started, I want to clarify a few things and set some ground rules for this video. First of all, this is not a definitive tutorial. This only covers the new moves and shows off their functions, so none of the moves that are already present in the games before are going to be talked about here. Secondly, I'm not covering any of the armor skills effects on the weapons. I'm only covering the base movesets. Alright, now, on with the video. The first thing you need to know is that all of Frontier's movesets for the weapons are based on Freedom Unite's movesets, or second gens in particular. So if you're familiar with how they play in Freedom Unite, they're definitely going to be the same here. That being said, Frontier adds new moves to each weapon, so we're going to be covering those. And the first style we're covering is Earth Style, which is this game's equivalent to Guild Style. From what you can see right now, Frontier's Sword and Shield is already incredibly similar to Freedom Unite. There's no A moves, there's no slide, there's no perfect roof. The moves that were added in Try are in here, but this game does have variations of those. The first new move we're going to cover is the slide attack, which you do by pressing X and A after a combo. It does 21 motion, and you can go into a combo right after it. The best part, though, is that it has iframes on it, which means you can use it to dodge in the middle of comboing, and then go straight back to your combo. The next new attack is actually a shield bash that's very similar to Try, but it has a bunch of differences. It's done by holding R1 and pressing A, and the combo does 2 hits. However, the combo's motion, when added together, only does a measly 31 with 15 stun, and it's even slower than Try's Shield Bash, and makes it even worse. The Shield Bash was so useless in Try that it could only be used to KO a Kelby reliably, so this one is even worse, so that sure says something. The last move for Earth Style is the Infiniti Slash, which you do by holding down R1 and pressing X. You do a set of 3 slashes that do 25 motion each, and you can combo it indefinitely, which is great for getting off DPS and Elemental. And that covers all the moves of Earth Style. With that being all said, let's move on to Heaven Style. With Heaven Style, most of the moves are pretty much exactly the same, but there are some changes that you need to take note of here. First thing you'll notice with Heaven Style is that the dodges are now steps like a lance, which makes it very nice for getting DPS. The wide slash, which is normally done by pressing A, has been replaced by a jumping slash. The attack does 2 hits for a total of 43 motion, and is really good for hitting high up targets. And now, with that being said, let's move on to Storm Style. If you think the previous style was good for Lancers, you've seen nothing yet. Storm Style has the hops and jump slash from Heaven Style, but there's one kicker. The first 3 attacks of your combo are changed into a series of stabs. This, combined with the quick hops, turn an SNS into a mini lance, like a rapier of sorts. The best part is that these attacks have a 1.4 times buff on elemental and status attacks. If you pair this with the Rucodiora SNS, which has both dragon and paralysis, it's ridiculously powerful. There's one big caveat though, and that caveat is that these hits have way more hit stop than a lot of other SNS attacks. It almost negates the benefit of using it, but you can make it work in certain circumstances. And with Storm Style done being covered, we're now going to move on to the big boy, Extreme Style. Extreme SNS is based on Heaven Style, so no stabs here. Like all the other extreme style weapons, you shouldn't look at this as a new style for Sword and Shield, but look at it as a separate weapon entirely. First things first, like all other weapons in Extreme, you can run while unsheathed by double tapping the analog stick. SNS has one of the fastest unsheathed running speeds, and it has some great attacks that you can do after a run. Press X out of a run to do a front flip attack. It does a total of 2 hits for 52 motion. It goes so high that you can actually reach tails and high up weak points with ease. Pressing A out of a run to do the jumping shield bash. It only hits 1, but it does hits for 34 motion and 10 stun. Next things first, holding down the R and pressing A for the shield bash combo has been replaced with a new shield bash combo. The combo does 3 hits, and it does 20 motion and 13 stun. It's so much better than the original shield bash that it isn't even funny. Not to mention, it can also reliably KO monsters. There's one final new move, and that is the Evade Slash. Hold R and press B to do an Evade Slash, and it only hits for 17 motion, which is considerably weaker than the other moves, but this attack has iframes, not to mention that you can do it in any direction. It's basically free damage. And there you go, that covers all of Frontier SNS's new moves. In short, Frontier Sword and Shield is likely my favorite incarnation of the series weapon, along with MHGUs. It still had that modifier for Raw that Freedom 1 added, though it's been reduced to 20%. And Extreme Style is obviously really extreme, but it's way too fun to not play. And it's actually not as broken as it seems. But with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching my Frontier Sword and Shield moveset showcase. Give it a like if you liked, subscribe if you want more, comment your thoughts, share with your friends who are interested. All the information is taken from fist.moe, so thanks a bunch, Fist. Thanks for watching, this has been Weed Bongs, and I'm out of here.